wrinkles, headaches, and yes, even stress. Is there really a patch for all of that? An inexpensive patch? Stick around. I'm going to discuss the possibilities and the science today. How is this even backed up? Have you ever woken up with frown lines and they seem deeper than they were the day before? We all know the struggle. Those pesky lines, they seem to get stronger in the morning. And yes, some of you are going to ask, is this covering the lines? They kind of go in this direction. So the 11s are in between the frown. Those ones, some people have like the 3s, but most people have the 11s. And then there's those lines that are even in the forehead. This video applies to those too, because I know those are difficult to treat. But what if I told you there's a patch that claims to fix all of that and maybe a whole lot more? Enter anti-wrinkle patches like Frownies, which are designed to smooth out your skin while you sleep. There's nothing better than something that works while we're sleeping. Now, yes, Frownies are a brand, but going forward, when I use this, it refers to anything that you may use to tape in the area to reduce wrinkles. There are many options and many people even use inexpensive physiotherapy tape. I'll put a link in the more info section and pin it to the top of the comments just so you have an idea of what I'm talking about, but buy what you wish. Now, they've been around for over 100 years, and now they're making a huge comeback all over social media. But here's where it gets highly interesting. Users are claiming these patches do much more than just smooth out the wrinkles. They're also helping them with their headaches and even their feelings of depression. And if you've had either of these two, you know the impact. These are two life-altering ailments. And the most natural, inexpensive fix is the best. There are many complex ones with intense and deep side effects, and they're very expensive, but we like inexpensive and simple. But is there any truth to these claims, or are we just sticking tape on our face and then nothing? And remember, everything does have side effects, and some get redness and allergic reactions to tape, even something as simple as this. Although most of you will find that the tape works for them and they aren't allergic, they don't get redness, but there are a select few, so keep that in mind. But first, let's spend 20 seconds on what are Frownies. Well, Frownies are simple, flesh-colored often adhesives you stick onto areas like your forehead, between your eyebrows, or some people even use them on the face, but the Frownies are right here typically. They're used mainly at night. Think of them like gentle bandages for your wrinkles. By holding the skin taut, that prevents the muscle movement or that contraction that deepens the lines. It's really no different than BOTOX, honestly. BOTOX is a neuromodulator. It stops the contraction of that muscle by blocking something called acetylcholine release. But remember, we like simple, less invasive, and less drugs the better. The idea here is simple. Tape the skin in place, reduce the wrinkles. Users swear by them, and they post all over, of course, TikTok and Instagram. You can look up #WokeUpLikeThis selfies, and they show fewer 11 lines between the brows. There's thousands of these results stories. But here's the catch. You have to use them every night. Once you stop using the patches, the wrinkles will eventually come back as the skin loses support. You see, they don't build collagen or elastin, but guess what? And here's a pro tip. Add RF, radio frequency, like I outline in my videos, LED, red light, retinols if you're into topicals, and glycolics, and start to rebuild your support. And combinations, like I always say, win the day. Now you're in business. Think of mainly 2 to 3 times a week for most users. But yes, there is a little bit of maintenance here. But here's where things get even more intriguing. Users of Frownies report that placing them on their forehead and in their glabella here, that helps them with their headaches and stress relief. You see, there's a reason here, and it has to do with a couple things. Number one, placement of the patch on a key acupuncture point right here, and that's called the third eye. It's known as yin-tang. Y-N-T-A-N-G, yin-tang. Many of you might know it. This point helps reduce stress and improve focus. Who doesn't want that? I do. Now on this one, I don't have any hard scientific, double-blind, placebo-controlled trials that I can show you. However, so many users say and report this effect, it's really hard to ignore. Here's the question you have to ask yourself, and so many do. What's the cost to try it? Well, not much in this case. And what's the downside to try it? Again, it's not much. So there you go. Here's the next huge question. Can they help with depression? Does it sound far-fetched to you? Well, on this one, I actually have some signs. A 2014 study, and I know this one well, showed that BOTOX injections, and they prevent the frown, can reduce feelings of sadness. The theory is, and I see this in my clinical practice with patients all the time, that when you can't express negative emotions, like frowning, it's the biggest negative emotion we have that we use every day, biggest communicator, along with the downturned mouth. Well, then when you can't do that, your brain gets less feedbacks about feeling bad and you feel better. Your serotonin goes up, your endorphins, and it changes your life. That happens with BOTOX, Dysport, Xeomin, Jeuveau, Lativo, all of those. So there you go. Likely this is the mechanism for this. There is some science. You see, it's a feedback loop, and when we break that feedback loop, we break the cycle and we feel better. Now, the evidence for exactly the tape, it's somewhat anecdotal. Like I said, there's no concrete study on the tape, but why wouldn't a large company, Allergan studied BOTOX, why wouldn't they take Frownies? It's so cheap, it's great for people, it's inexpensive. Why wouldn't they do a study? Well, you need funding for the study. I'm involved in studies. Often the ones I'm involved in are $5 or $10 million, but a simple study like this would even be $1 million. Big Pharma won't recoup their losses on the study because there is no money to be made on tape, just as an aside. Now, are there alternatives to Frownies if they sound like too much work or you don't like them or you're allergic to tape? Of course. Many of you know HYDROGEL patches. Those are great for hydrating and brightening the skin, especially used, I see all the time, under the eyes. They don't firm the skin like the Frownies, but they can give you a more refreshed look. Many of you love them. Silicone tape. Originally used for scars and burns, it can help firm up your skin, and a lot of people like those, particularly in the décolleté. It's another non-invasive, low-cost option. How about injections? Yes. If you don't want the aforementioned, well, there's always BOTOX and Dysport. Dysport is my favorite. It works a little bit quicker. Lativo is another one, a Korean one coming to the United States. There's going to be many more. Now I do suspect the price to decrease. I said for many, many years, there's only 4 companies. So the price of these weren't going down. I knew that. But now we have too many entering the market and on the verge of FDA approval that I do see the price for toxins, neuromodulators going down. One key thing here, you're going to want to watch 2 videos. One on how to 11x your retinol to help support your frown especially. And one down here on LED light, which has so many benefits for everything we talked about today. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.